Lieutenant Junior Grade Laura Root, a member of the Navy's cycling and sharpshooting teams at the 2013 Warrior Games, was diagnosed with muscular dystrophy in December 2011. Muscular dystrophy is a progressive disorder that involves muscle weakness and loss of muscle tissue.
Having a muscle illness is a little bit different from other injuries or illnesses. So you want to find a balance between staying strong, but you don't want to overdo it because that's where the damage comes in.
For Root, one of the most challenging parts of competition is knowing and staying within her physical limitations.
And a lot of it is mental training. You know, get out there and don't get psyched out. You've got your teammates in cycling, you have your strategy, and you're there to support each other and have a good time.
Root admits that the psychological aspects of being diagnosed with an illness or sustaining an injury can be extremely challenging.
There are days that all of us face that are good and bad. And at the beginning, you're trying to cope with something that does completely change your life. And then you keep living your life. You can't go backwards, you can only go forwards. And to have the support of a team and all of these people who are exposing you to incredible things that you would have never encountered otherwise. I mean, there are a lot of positive things that actually came out of an illness or an injury. I mean, if anyone had told me that I would join the Navy and come to the Olympic Training Center in Colorado Springs to do this, I would have thought that they were crazy.
Knowing her limitations and embracing her positive outlook on life led Root to the gold medal in the 10-meter prone air rifle competition and to an 8th place finish in the women's 10K upright open bike race. From the Defense Media Activity, I'm Petty Officer Joshua Sheppard. Dolphins from the U.S. Navy's Marine Mammal Program are trained to detect underwater mines. Recently, those skills led to a discovery in an unexpected field, marine archaeology.
So during a routine training evolution in one of the practice fields off the Hotel del Coronado, the Dolphins reported the presence of an object that wasn't in an area that we had anticipated. Once the Dolphins had marked the position of the object, as a matter of our routine training, the diver had gone down and investigated. The object was recovered. Shortly thereafter, it was discovered that this is in fact a very unique piece of naval archaeology.
This discovery was a late 19th century steam-powered hull torpedo, which arrived at Andrews Air Force Base May 29th for transfer to the Naval History and Heritage Command's Underwater Archaeology Laboratory for conservation.
This artifact is what we refer to as a composite artifact, which means it's made up of several different components, several different materials. In this case, we have copper alloy, we have iron alloy, steel, we have potentially rubber gaskets. So a mix of both inorganic and organic materials that all have different methods of degrading, of corroding, and also different needs subsequently for conservation treatment. So we have to keep all of those differences in mind when we're developing a treatment plan and take into account all those different components.
This has the potential to really give us an insight into how this really early phase of torpedo development took place. And in general, through underwater archaeology, we're able to reach the average sailor. We're able to reach the life on board at sea, to capture those moments that you really don't see in the historical documents that focus on important events, important people, important battles.
For All Hands Update, I'm Petty Officer Joshua Sheppard.
CNO and MCPON held an all-hands call October 23rd aboard the aircraft carrier USS George H.W. Bush in Norfolk. CNO touched on topics such as the successful testing of the X-47 Bravo unmanned aerial vehicle and sexual assault prevention before answering questions from the crew. To see the all-hands call, check out the video gallery section of Navy.mil. Help protect the environment and your body by participating in National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, October 26th. During the event, TRICARE beneficiaries can bring their leftover unused medications to collection sites so they can't be misused or contaminate the environment. To find out where you can take your unused prescriptions, visit the Office of Diversion Control's website. Read more about these stories at Navy.mil. From All Hands Update, thanks for watching. From the early days to the present, the Navy has been an important contributor to America's efforts in space, both unmanned and manned. In fact, more astronauts have graduated from the Naval Academy than any other higher education institution. I'm Petty Officer Brandy Wills, and here in studio with me I have Midshipman 2nd Class Lucas Papadakis, an aerospace engineering major at the Academy and a hopeful future astronaut. And live from the International Space Station is Commander Chris Cassidy, a Navy SEAL, to discuss the Navy's role in space and his own experiences.
Thank you for joining us today, Commander Cassidy.
Hey, my pleasure. It's great to be with you today.
Sir, our first question is, why is space important to the Navy?
Well, you know, obviously communication is vital to anything we do, from as simple things as our own relationships to war to space. And the space environment for the Navy is critical for our communications network, tracking our ships, responding to disasters or conflicts, and everything that we do on a day-to-day basis, and having the ability to track and manage all of this infrastructure all around the world. It's actually really critical to our warfighting capability, I think.
How has your Navy service prepared you for being an astronaut?
Well, you know, that's an interesting question. I think that to be successful as an astronaut, you need to have the ability to think operationally and do things while you're communicating on the radio, while you're
Every moment in life is a learning moment. And so when the kids come here and they learn, and you look at the excitement in their eyes, they're applying science, technology, engineering, and math in what they're doing, and they're excited about it. And so to be able to pull them in, recruit them for the future of our country is just something critical that we all need to do. And you know, the excitement in all this, though, is when you look into their eyes and the eyes of the volunteers, that they're thrilled to be doing this. And that's the beauty of it.
The races led me to Carter Rock. I was in the ocean engineering program at Florida Atlantic University, and I was probably going to stay in Florida. And the Carter Rock exposed me to the technical disciplines that they do here, and really brought me into the ship design world. And so upon graduation, I took a job with Carter Rock because of my experiences here. It feels really good to know that these kids that I'm talking to, and by talking to them about their troubleshooting skills and their engineering, you know, decisions that they're making this week, that they will eventually and hopefully, you know, come back and maybe do a career at Carter Rock, but maybe, you know, just at least stay in the maritime industry, and that I'm maybe hopefully sparking that creativity inside of them to do so.
A project like this is something where students can, at a really young age, start really putting their theoretical knowledge into practice.
Set a goal, something you lock onto, something that inspires you. Whether you want to be an astronaut, you want to be an ocean explorer, whether or not you want to be a mechanical engineer and doing this or that. Set a goal and go forth and do it, and you can do it.